We'll let the Chiefs see this game out as we get towards the final moments. But the sideline is ready to be flooded. The cheerleaders are prepped and primed, ready to get out onto the field. The cannons in the corners, I can see, have come out as Mahomes looks for a deep shot all the way down the field. A huge 50-yard bomb. Absolutely sensational to Xavier Worthy, the rookie receiver. And whilst the consolation, what a consolation to throw that ball, must have gone 60-plus yards in the air.
You said you wanted a big play to finish this one off, and Patrick Mahomes did not disappoint you. Xavier Worthy, he's well over 100 yards tonight, but too little, too late. It was not until the second half that they figured out they got to get the ball in his hands.
It was thrown from the 40 and caught 4 yards deep in the end zone. That's 64 yards in the air.
What a throw.
Absolutely unbelievable from Patrick Mahomes. So 40-20, they are within 20 points. So they go for the quick pass out to the left-hand side. DeAndre Hopkins bringing that one in, and it's now a 19-point game with just under 2 minutes remaining. 148. Quick score, quick 2-point conversion. Onside kick to come. So you're saying there's a chance?
Not much chance, but there's a chance. All right, Charlie, how many onside kicks do you guys carry into a game? Because the trouble with it's hard to practice. You don't anticipate using a bunch of them. Now they're on their second onside kick here.
Yeah, look, and the onside kicks are something that you go over every single week in your game planning. You have a plan for a particular week. You'll go in and you'll do it in your Saturday morning walkthroughs. That's what we did. We practice our onside kicks every week. Obviously, with Rizzy as our interim head coach and special teams coordinator, he has a lot of power in the building, and he's done a really good job with our special teams. Our special teams has been, number 1, number 2, top 5 in this past ever since Rizzy's been here. So look, it's a really important part of the game. I feel like it often gets overlooked, and something to be fair with the Chiefs that they've been so good on all year wasn't their onside kicks. And look, here's a different variation of an onside kick. It looks like.
Bucker scooping out to the left. It'll be claimed by a Philadelphia Eagle going to ground. Getting in on hands team. Looks like it's Grant Calcaterra, the excellent backup tight end. And if the Eagles fans weren't already celebrating, they will take literally any moment to celebrate here. 1:47 left on the clock. The Eagles lead the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. And whilst the Chiefs, they have to run a play. That's the thing. They can't just take knees. Victory formation should be the plan here. Unless my maths is totally off here.
Kenny Pickett's in.
Kenny Pickett is in. As they do set up for the greatest formation in the NFL. A knee is taken. A 1-yard loss goes on his stat sheet as the clock continues to tick. 36 seconds remaining. Ready with the trophy. The Lombardi primed. Jalen Hurts strolling up and down the sideline, embracing Howie Roseman with a huge embrace. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson getting in the face of a coach and giving him a huge kiss and a hug on the cheek. All of the action down below us that these guys absolutely baying to get onto the field. I've just seen Jalen Hurts, who's had a sensational game, chasing A.J. Brown around like they're kids in a schoolyard as they get ready to snap the ball again. 1:05 remaining, taking another knee. Victory formation for the Philadelphia Eagles, and one more will do it. One more knee will take the Super Bowl to Philadelphia. A season of upsets, of surprises, and tonight all but a blowout in New Orleans. We're down below 40 seconds. They're taking their time. We're seeing again on the screens Nick Sirianni being doused. But as Kenny Pickett gets under center, picks up this ball and takes this knee, the Philadelphia Eagles are your Super Bowl 59 champions. This stadium absolutely erupts. The sidelines empty, and the story of this season was not to be one of the Kansas City Chiefs making making history. Less than 10 seconds remaining on the clock. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts meet at midfield in a show of respect. And as we hit the zeros, the Philadelphia Eagles 40, the Kansas City Chiefs 22. The Eagles are your Super Bowl 59 champions. Finally, the lights go down. Those wristwatches light up in the green and white, and Fly Eagles Fly booms out around this stadium. Just a few short months ago, this team started their season 2-2. They finished last season losing 5 of their last 6 games and going out in the first round of the playoffs. The Philadelphia media, the fans, everyone questioning whether Nick Sirianni had the temperament, the coaching ability to take this team to another championship. And yet, under the stewardship of the brilliant GMing of Howie Roseman, with the most unbelievable signings, the first GM in NFL history to sign 2 all-pro free agents in the same offseason, to draft 2 stone-cold starters at defensive back at the top of this draft. Maybe an offseason for the ages, and it culminates in the silver and green confetti firing out of the cannons here in New Orleans. The party has been going for at least 2 hours already, but now it can truly get started, as for the second time in their history, the Philadelphia Eagles can say they are Super Bowl champions.
There's no question, if you are a Kansas City Chief, you're absolutely gutted, devastated at all the hard work, all the hours in the weight room, all the meeting room hours, all of the time, all the injury, all it takes to get here and to walk off that field. And I've done it 4 separate times. Championship game, can't finish. It rips your absolute guts out.
And whilst I talked about the sensational rookies, and while I talked about the sensational free agency signings, I mean Saquon Barkley transforming this team's run game, Zach Bourne transforming what that team did at off-ball linebacker, we have to talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts becomes just the 3rd quarterback in the history of the NFL to win both a Super Bowl and a national championship as their starting quarterback. Him, Joe Namath, and Joe Montana. It's not about Mr. Big.
That's good company, baby. And here's a kid, you talk about resilience, you talk about mental toughness. He's at Alabama, he gets beat out by Tua, he has to go to Oklahoma. He's not drafted in the 1st round. He finally gets his chance in the Super Bowl, makes a critical mistake that costs his football team, but the criticism never made him waver. He never blinked. They kept saying he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that, he's not this, he's not that. But today, he is something way more important. He is a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and I think will be the MVP of the game.
Yeah, what a magical moment for Jalen Hurts. You know, like, this guy, he gives off this cool, calm, collected aura about him, and look, in the biggest moment of all, he proved that he was cool, he was calm, and look, you have to say, what a performance by him and everybody involved with Philadelphia. One thing he did say in interviews was that he was happy enough to let everybody else take the credit. He was happy enough to do anything that it took to win. And if that meant handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley and the Eagles were going to get success through that, then that's what the team needed, but he was happy enough. Whenever he was needed today, he delivered, and what a performance.
Saquon Barkley ends the season with the most rushing yards in NFL history for a season and postseason combined, beating Terrell Davis's record. And yet today, 25 carries, 57 yards, 2.3 yards per clip. He does have 7 catches for 7 targets, 6 receptions for 40 yards on top of that. But it was the rushing prowess of Jalen Hurts. 11 carries for 72 yards, beating his own record from 2 years ago to become the quarterback with the most rushing yardage in a single Super Bowl game that really carried this team. And you add to that the big touchdown shot to Devonta Smith, 17 of 22 for 221. 2 touchdowns and an interception. As much as this defense, which we'll get on to, was sensational, if Jalen Hurts does win the MVP, it's going to be difficult to argue against it.
No question, because they needed, Kansas City was doing everything that they could do to stop the running game and Saquon Barkley. And we said it in the 2nd quarter that they had to get the quarterback run game going because of the structure that Spags had put against them. Kellen Moore did a great job of letting his quarterback make plays, and give credit where credit's due. Jalen Hurts twice saw two-man coverage, knew that there was nobody to account for the quarterback, and made plays with his feet that changed drives.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, what a performance from Jalen Hurts. What a performance from everybody. And look, our guy, Jordan Mailata, is also now a Super Bowl champion, MVP. You know, huge inspiration for everybody involved with that. And look, the growth of the international game, if we're going to talk about that, it's just been unreal. And look, class, it's been, what a week for international NFL people.
And listen, Patrick Mahomes is still the greatest tools perspective physical quarterback I've ever seen play the game of football, and I still think has that chance to etch his name truly into history. He's right up there already. If he'd won MVP today, it would be him, Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. No one's ever done it in the NFL in 3 straight seasons. Like, he's that kind of on the cusp of greatness guy. He is the one guy maybe who could one day catch Tom Brady. But today, 2 bad interceptions went under pressure, the fumble as well, and with the Chiefs' offensive line proving a real issue for them, that Eagles defense absolutely feasted.
We said to you that, you know, let's be honest. Vic Fangio, he doesn't have to take a backseat to anybody. He has been a great coordinator on defense his entire career in the National Football League. You can say, well, he didn't have a great career in Denver as a head coach. It doesn't matter. He has been he's put great defenses on the field everywhere he's gone. And one of the things that Roseman did that was so outstanding is he said to his head coach, step back, I'm going to bring you in some experience on your staff. And he brought Vic Fangio on defense, and he brought Kellen Moore on offense, 2 seasoned NFL veteran coordinators, and you saw the difference in this football team.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.